Digital Circus, you have it's a Gangle episode, which is it's interesting that they're doing episodes that are not just focusing on Pomni now, and I'm all for it.
Well, only the first episode really focused on Pomni. Well, the first episode introduced the cast, because we'll take the pilot as the first episode, but the first episode was a Pomni episode. It seems every episode is focusing on a character, even though the third one kind of split the focus between Zubul and Kinga.
Yeah. Like, Pomni was with Kinga, so I'd still think it was kind of Pomni Kinga until they cut away to just Zubul stuff. Zubul's now kind of in the core cast again, as opposed to, sitting things out again, which is kind of cool. It's nice to see it, or them kicking about.
Yeah, they very much firmly put their foot down that every character calls them they, including Jax, and he's an asshole, so...
Yeah. If I slip up, it's because the voice actor sounds one way or the other. I apologize.
I'm not criticizing, I'm just explaining.
Yep. And yeah, it was Gangle being given a fake face because her first face got broken at the beginning of the episode. Like, her face breaks all the time, but yeah, getting the fake face that is like fake happy was a kind of like a cute little dynamic to see.
You say cute little dynamic, even though it was a really on the nose visualization of hey, putting on a happy front's a bad thing to do. Like, they weren't subtle with this at all, and considering the nature of the show, they really fucking shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's not even a bad thing to do, it's just a bad thing to do all the time.
I don't know, man. I feel like forcing yourself to smile and appear confident and happy all the time when you're clearly fucking not is a bad thing to do.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a bad thing to do. It's just a bad thing to do all the time.
I'd argue it's even a bad thing to do some of the time. Like, it's like the only time people really do it and they think they should do it is when they're at work, which is the point of the episode, I suppose. But even then, it's like, dude, fucking chill.
Yeah. What was it, David Mitchell one of, also you have to pretend to give a shit.
You only have to pretend to give a shit for about 3 years and then you get a pass.
Yeah, you become more costly to fire.
Like, here's the thing, it's like, I've worked in retail for a fucking long time, and working in retail and fast food really is not a million miles apart. And it's just like, watching this, it's like, it broke my soul.
Yeah.
It's too real.
Like, overall, I liked the episode. It was good that they had all the characters that mattered all together, and I do like how Ragatha... Hang on.
Bear in mind, Kinga sat this one out.
Yeah, he did. Like, I like how he just did this. Oh, well, if I sit this one out, then you can go in my place. That's not how this works. That's how this works.
I will say some behind the scenes stuff, which is slightly bugging me, is two things in particular. Is one, the creator was asked, hey, can characters die? And the creator straight up said, they can't die, but they can feel pain. And it's like, cool, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Especially considering what happened to Ragatha with Jax at the beginning.
Yeah, getting deep fried.
Oh, fuck that. That is a fate worse than death.
And they had a conversation while being deep fried.
Yeah, they did.
It's not even a get her out of there right now. It's you shouldn't do that.
And the other thing is apparently they've described Kane as Am if Am wasn't quite so psychotic, I guess. And it's like, I don't think you read the original short story.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, here's the annoying thing about that is, what I've seen so far, that cannot be even remotely true. However, that is very much spoiling what's going to happen down the line if what they've said is true. Because one of the subtexts of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is straight up that Am is being tortured just as much as the people he's torturing. So that seems to be what the implication is. And I need to know more. I don't like learning that information from behind the scenes bullshit.
Yeah, I think it was actually kind of implied that he's even early on, that he's just as much of a prisoner as everyone else. It just so happens that he's the top prisoner and happens to be an AI rather than a human.
Well, we speculated upon this, and again, it's just a really annoying thing that it seems that the creator... I'm not slagging off the creator here, I don't mean to. They can do what they want on their fucking Tumblr. But, it's slightly annoying to come across this information randomly on the internet as opposed to being able to decipher it from watching the show and that alone.
Yeah.
And it's not even the creator's fault. It's other people sharing their shit all over the internet. But yeah, anyway, sorry, you were going to say something about Ragatha.
Like, I think it was kind of cute that Ragatha just goes, yeah, she's flirting with Gummy Goo.
It's not how it went down, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no, she'd rather flirt with an NPC than with a person. The implication being that she wanted to be flirted with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. The shipping is strong with this one.
Yeah, and also saying, Jax, I hate you, but I don't want you to hate me. Is that weird?
Jax does himself no favours.
No, he doesn't.
It was very weird at the end of the episode, wasn't it? Where Jax was actually defeated.
Yeah, like, if he'd showed that side of himself more often, then people wouldn't hate him as much as they do.
Absolutely not. That training video.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
When did you
Why
make
aren't you
this?
smiling? Yeah, there's some oddly specific things of your hopes and dreams might be hopes and dreams, but they don't matter because they're not achievable. So welcome to fast food.
Yeah, so that's not a dig at artists everywhere, is it?
Yeah.
It's not a joke that's been done before.
Yeah, it's not a joke that's been done before, especially in California. Like, people that go to Cal Arts learn how to be an artist and then have to go work the wait tables.
My first thought actually goes to, I think it was called Space, the Simon Pegg show.
Oh, the one where, like, the universe thinks that they're actual space heroes.
No, it's just a bunch of fucking dudes, and Simon Pegg's character happens to work at a comic book shop.
Okay.
So they're a bunch of nerds. I can't remember if it's called Spaced, I just feel like it's called Spaced. But there's an episode where the love interest woman character goes for a job at basically McDonald's, and they do one flew over a cuckoo's nest, where it's like, I'm going to be a writer someday, and it's just like the manager comes in and goes, oh, you think you're the only one who's going to have an artistic job in the future? Look around you. And everyone says they're this and they're that, and then she goes, even you, Todd. And Todd's like this teenager with incredibly special needs. It's like, I'm a comic book writer. It's such a horrible joke, but it's so true. Yeah. The amount of people you see working menial jobs are people who have artistic ambitions, so they don't try to climb the ladder, because what's the point?
Yeah, totally. But yeah, anything more to say about Amazing Digital Circus?
I mean, like, just straight up with that artistic ambitions things, it even applies to Gangle, where she admits that in the real world she was an artist, but she was also a manager for a fast food chain, you know? These are sacrifices we have to... Do we want to be working these menial, fucked up jobs? No, of course we don't.
Yeah. And I also thought it was kind of cute that Zubul gave her the mask out of her personal storage of spare parts.
Yeah,
because like their spare parts. Reinventing themselves with new parts is like kind of their thing until they find a form that they're comfortable with, which may not happen during the entire show.
It's one of those weird ones, it really is. Zubul's in that weird place where we've seen so little of them that I really don't understand their deal, apart from the fact that they're sick of this shit.
Yeah, totally.
You know, and quite frankly, I don't know how they're not all sick of this shit. I guess Jax and Ragaford both have the attitude of, like, it's better than sitting around and doing nothing. Kinga's insane, so his opinions don't matter. That's a fucked up thing to say, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I know, though, like, I've dealt with people with dementia and things like that before, and as much as you like being with them when you see the best of them, you know that they're not going to remember anything that they tell you.
I don't... yeah, okay, I get it. Kinga's in a weird place, so we'll leave it at that. Gangle can't actually function.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We've seen this now. Like, in every adventure, they just can't. They managed to do okay in this one because they had the fake personality and mask to throw on, but as soon as they got rid of that fake personality, they killed themselves. Well,
not only did they kill themselves, they also did it with a smile. It was the first actual smile that they'd had.
Yeah, and it bumped them down from an A to a B+, because Kane's just so nice.
But then again, Kane also gave everyone a B+, including Jax.
Yeah, and including someone who I didn't recognise. There was a picture on the back wall that was not part of the main gang.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I
can watch it.
I wasn't quite sure what the face was, and I watched the Netflix version, by the way, and I don't know if they're doing this weird thing where, depending on what version you watch, you get slightly different details.
That'd be kind of cool, actually. I also watched the Netflix version, because I want to give them the Netflix traction.
That's exactly... Like, one, that's my logic too, and two, I actually really prefer Netflix's UI to YouTube's.
Fair.
It's also easier to watch on a telly.
True. I prefer web pages to apps, but that's just me.
Okay, but again, when I'm watching on the TV, they're both apps.
Yeah. You got to open the YouTube app to do YouTube things.
Yeah, and I don't have a smart TV, so I'm actually doing it via the fucking Virgin box, which is even more annoying.
Or the PlayStation, yeah.
Yeah. The last thing I want to mention is Gummy Goo, because obviously the rest of the cast have a much more wider range of familiar NPCs because they've been on more adventures. Pomni's got a very special connection to Gummy Goo, and there's this weird moment where Gummy Goo's about to leave, and Pomni Pomni says something to catch his attention, and for a split second, and I don't know if this is like wish fulfillment or wishful thinking, but Gummy Goo's eyes make a weird shape as if he recognizes Pomni and is just like, you gotta fucking let me go, otherwise Kane's gonna do fucked up stuff.
Yeah, like, you got me killed once.
I don't think Gummy Goo even remotely blames Pomni for that.
No. Like, because she didn't know that NPCs got immediately deleted as soon as Kane caught them.
Yeah, and it's also an important detail that the reason why Kane deletes every NPC between adventures is because otherwise, according to him, he'll forget who's real.
Yep.
That's a very important detail not to be overlooked.
Yep.